Welcome replay viewers, and good afternoon everybody. The time is now 1:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here on September 17th, and this is my first trip back to Smith Point to the Atlantic Ocean since late May. Actually it was before that, before the park opened up. The park opened up in Memorial Day weekend, so I have not been over here since at least that time. But we're not going to Smith Point Park. We're going to take a walk over to the ocean here at the Fire Island National Seashore, Otis, Pike, High Dune Wilderness area, which I love to hike over in this area between September and May. Hi Kathleen, how are you? Thanks for joining. Yeah, I was just up at the Mastic Shirley Railroad Station, and we did a video of the train to Montauk 8710. That wasn't a live broadcast. I'm going to put that up on my YouTube channel when I get home in about an hour. What a difference between September trains and July-August trains heading to the Hamptons. Alright, we'll wait for the traffic here. Let's see if the next person stops. Now, sometimes you get some good people who yield to pedestrians here at this crossing, and then other times you don't. You wait. So you just wait your turn. I'm looking into the sun right now, so I'm going to miss some of the comments. But let's walk over here to the Fire Island National Seashore Ranger Station here at the east end of the Otis Pike High Dune Wilderness area. I'll just stop here, show you where we are. Smith Point County Park traffic circle. And actually I came over to see the condition of the surf, because they're telling me that there are some really high rollers coming in from Hurricane or Tropical Storm Jose, which is due south of us right now, but is supposed to veer out to the northeast, east of Montauk, overnight on Tuesday, between Tuesday evening and Wednesday morning. We may get some high winds, and by that I mean 35, 45 mile an hour winds, and high tides, because it's a new moon tide on Tuesday, so we may get some local flooding. Other than that, I think we're going to dodge a bullet here as far as hurricane or tropical storm direct hit. At least that's what I saw at the noontime update today from the National Hurricane Center. Okay, as I say, I'm walking over here to the Fire Island National Seashore area here at Smith Point. Everything is nice and green now. I remember the last time we were over here. If you look at one of my archived videos, you can see things were still pretty brown and dull. But now with the good summer growing season, the whole place is green again, which will last for another month or so. Alright, let's just keep walking over here, and I'll get in the shade, see where we can see anybody who's joining us. Beautiful day, gentle southwest breeze, 6 to 8 miles an hour, something like that, guessing. I can already see the size of the rollers coming in. And we've got another 100 yards to go to the beach. Have to get my hiking legs on again, and this fall once again hike down to the breach to the west of us, mile and a half to the west of us. I hear through the grapevine that it's actually starting to close in natural forces here. All right, let's show everybody where we are one more time, or once again, I should say, since the spring of the year. Fire Island Wilderness Visitor Center, part of the National Park Service. Otis, Pike, Fire Island High Dune Wilderness, which is to the west of us. I'm looking west now, up Fire Island. And this runs for about 25 miles or so, 30 miles, between here and Fire Island Inlet. Okay. Beautiful day here in the community of Shirley, Long Island, New York. Smith Point. I'll have to see when their next guided hike is. Usually they put out signs for Sunday morning guided hikes to the breach, among other things. Okay. What's this all about? Oh, sing along with the shipmates, eh? Okay. September 22nd, 7 to 8:30. Sunset. Alright, very nice. Here is the visitor center. Also the ranger station. There's one or two rangers posted inside on the weekends. But we are here to see the ocean today, the ocean. So let's take a walk down the steps. Let's walk in and say hello to the rangers, okay? All right. We'll pay our respects to the rangers here, good people. So welcome to Smith Point and the Fire Island National Seashore. How are you, officer? You're on live YouTube going around the world. So we're advertising the Fire Island National Seashore for you.
Very good. I saw you here. You were here last year.
Oh yeah, I come on the off season. I don't come July and August. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, we don't come over. But other than that, the rest of the year, sure. Do occasional hiking to the breach.
Nice.
Which is closing in at all, or what?
It's moving.
Moving.
It's moving to the west.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But is it getting any narrower, or?
It has not in the last. It's not in the most recent measurements I've seen.
I see. Yeah. And then what do you think is the mean depth of that? About 6 feet or so, something like that? Or?
It gets pretty deep in certain spots.
Yeah, there's a channel in it that's up to 15, 20 feet deep.
Wow. Wow.
I believe.
Well, it's still very dangerous. Still, nobody needs to be navigating that.
Definitely still closed.
I remember when it first opened up, that was a big deal. You know, if guys would run the run the outboards out and then drift back in, and casting for sea bass and everything. And then I guess you had to chase the kayakers away after a while.
Yeah. Our big problem this season is with jet skis. People like to bring jet skis out there.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful day today for sure, and now we're back into the comfortable hiking weather and
yes, yes. Nice
good to see you again.
out on the beach.
Yeah,
nice
thanks.
To see you.
See you next trip. So here we are, good people. Those was our rangers on duty today. Fire Island National Seashore. Let's walk down the steps. Hold the camera with one hand and the railing with my other hand. Let's go over here and check out our famous clothing required sign. Obviously, no nude bathing allowed. Although I'm sure there are people who have tried. Let's walk down. Let's hope we keep our video signal here with Verizon cell link. And we'll take a look at the Atlantic Ocean rolling in from the due south today. As I say, the waves, the swells being created by Hurricane Jose, or tropical storm. I guess it's still a Category 1 storm right now. And in the next 24 hours, it's supposed to downgrade slightly to a tropical storm. But all that means is the top winds are, sustained winds are 74 miles an hour instead of 75 miles an hour. Losing connection. Oh, Verizon, you're letting me down again. Well, we'll keep walking. We'll try. See if it picks up down here a little bit. People just enjoying the breeze coming in off the ocean. I'll get as close to the beach today as I can, to the waterfront as I can. Beautiful south shore of Long Island ocean beaches here on the barrier beach of Fire Island. Now to the east of us is Smith Point County Park. I don't know if there are any lifeguards on duty at this time of year or not, whether they allow swimming. But I would say they have the red flags up for, even if it were a swimming day, they'd have the red flags up to warn against that with this type of surf that we see coming in today. And also I read in the paper that there's high rip current warnings. So it's not a day to be swimming in the Atlantic here on the south shore of Long Island. Let's walk out. Alright, I'm going to turn down. You can see where the last high tide brought the water up to this level. You can see from the seaweed line, the debris line there, how it came 2/3 of the way, or even 3/4 of the way up the sand beach here toward the remnants of the dunes. I'm another 150 feet or so from the surf, where the surf is breaking. Let's walk over here in between people so we don't disturb any people who are enjoying the setting here today. It's great to be back over here after a 4-month absence. As I said, it hasn't been since before Memorial Day, so. Alright, the tide is low, relatively speaking low. It's out right now, but swells are coming in at good 8-footers. Sometimes a little higher than that. Alright. We'll stop here. We're going to watch for rogue waves that run up the beach. I don't need to get my feet soaking wet right now. Let's just look out there. This is looking due south at the North Atlantic. You can see the size of the swells and the rollers coming in. Again, waves generated from Hurricane Jose, 1,000 some odd miles to the south of us right now. 1,200 miles to the south of us. Due to pass off the eastern tip of Long Island, or east of Montauk, overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning. And there go the piping plovers. They're feeding in the surf. Thank you, Kathleen. It really is beautiful here today. Very nice, warm breeze. Terrific ocean today, though. There have to be the outer breakers where the waves are breaking on the outer bar. They have to be in the order of 8 to 10 feet waves out that way. Just watch the action here. There are some people out on surfboards, or at least one that I see, one board out there, over at the Smith Point Park. So I guess they're allowing that, or nobody can stop it. Fair amount of people over here sunbathing today, and why not? Beautiful day. This is looking to the east, toward the east end of Long Island. Another 60 miles to Montauk Point. So we're about midway along the south shore of Long Island, between New York City, between Brooklyn and Montauk Point. I can feel this spray coming into my eyes right now, my face. Yeah, there are some really good-sized rollers coming in now. I can see them way offshore, 500 feet out. Oh my goodness, here comes one that has to be more like a 15 to 20 footer rolling in now, breaking out on the outer bar. That was huge, that one. And usually when you get one, then you get like a set of 5 or 6 that come in a sequence. Of course, as this storm gets further north, these size of these swells will probably increase in height. I'm sure by tomorrow afternoon it'll be a lot higher than they are today. Ooh. The Atlantic Ocean, folks, at Smith Point, Long Island, New York. 60 miles east of Midtown Manhattan, New York City. And we're here at the west end of the Smith Point County Park and the east end of the Fire Island National Seashore at this location. This is mesmerizing. I'll just slowly pan around again from the east to the south. Hey, stay out there, wave. See what happened there. And this is again to the west. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me for this live broadcast today, folks. The time right now is about 2:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Just do a turn to the north so you can see the Dune line and the Fire Island National Seashore Ranger Station and Visitor Center building there. Oh, there's a surfer right straight out from us. Let's see if I can zoom in on him a little bit. Thank you. The comments are being delayed, but hey, thanks for the comments. Yeah, there's someone on their surfboard. It should be right in the middle of our image right now. Let's see if he catches one and comes in on it. He or she. Waiting for the perfect wave. I guess he's going to hold on for a while. All right, judging from, let's see, he's going to paddle along. Let's see if he goes up on the board now and comes in. No, just paddling along. Okay, so there's a few surfers out here, maybe 2 or 3 that I can see with the naked eye right now. Let's get over this side. Sometimes it takes a long time to get the perfect wave. Well, not today, good people. All right, well, thanks for joining me here at the Atlantic Ocean. We'll be back soon during the weekdays. As I say, I'm going to take a hike down to the breach, about 1.5 miles to the west of me. Oh, here he goes. Now he let that one go by. Okay. All right, thanks again, everybody. Thanks for joining. And as I say, I'll have my train video from Mastic Shirley Station up on my YouTube channel in about an hour from now. You can see what that was all about. So take care, good folks.